Good morning, students. Here I am going to deliver the lecture for CSE 2 for the subject Engineering Mathematics 2. As students, we have finished with the syllabus. So these are the lectures which are just for your revision purpose. Okay. I am just revising you those topics which are very important from the examination point of view. So students, as we have discussed in my previous lecture, the large sample test, and we have finished with that topic also. Actually, we have started the revision of the various tests, okay, in statistics. Okay, so we have discussed that our tests basically are of two types, small tests and large tests. Basically, small test and large test depends what is the size of the sample. If the sample size is greater than 30, then it is considered as a large sample, and that in that case we apply the Z test, or known as the large sample test. But in case of the, we can say, this small test, that is the sample having less than number of observations 30, that is considered as the small test, small samples. Okay, so for that we are having various tests like T test, chi-square test, F test. Okay, so depends which test is having which application, because every test has its own application. So right now I am just going to discuss with you the T test and its application. So T test is a small sample test, that is, this is a test only applicable if the size of the sample is less than 30. Secondly, if I want to test the significance of single mean or the difference of means of two samples or two populations, then we use the T test. Okay, so if I want to just check whether this particular sample has been taken from that population possessing that particular mean, then I use the T test. Okay, so let us start with this test also. So T test is a test which is used for the small sample, that is when the sample with the size less than 30. So it has basically some assumptions, some hypotheses on which it has been based. First is the population from which it has been taken, it should follow the normal distribution. Second, the sample observations, they should be independent and they should be randomly picked. And the last is the standard deviation of population sigma, it should be unknown. Okay, so what are the various applications of T test? The basic application of T test is the test of significance of the single mean. So in that case we use the test statistic as x bar minus mu over capital S over under root n, or if small s is given, then I will use the T statistic as x bar minus mu over small s over under root n minus 1. Now what is x bar? It is the sample mean. What is mu? It is the population mean. Small s means standard deviation of sample if it is given. Capital S means the standard deviation if we calculate the standard deviation, and small n means the sample size. Also, capital S square can be evaluated like this: 1 upon n minus 1 sigma xi minus x bar whole square. I varies from 1 to n if it is not given in the question. And small s square can be evaluated like this: 1 upon n sigma I varies from 1 to n xi minus x bar whole square. Also, the relationship between capital S square and small s square is given by n s square is equal to n minus 1 capital S square. Now for T test, if the sample size is n, then we use the degree of freedom is n minus 1. Now what is degree of freedom? Degree of freedom is defined as the number of independent random variables. It also refers to the number of independent constraints in a set of the data. What are the various number of constraints which are imposing on the given set of data? That is the degree of freedom. So if n is the number of variables in the data and k is the number of restriction, then degree of freedom is number of variables minus restriction, that is the independent constraint. So that is known as the degree of freedom, and it is basically denoted by this Greek letter V, you can see. Okay, now I will illustrate the application of T test through this numerical. So what is the numerical? Numerical is annual rainfall of a certain place is normally distributed with mean 45 centimeter. The rainfalls for the last 5 years, they are 48, 42, 40, 44, 43 centimeter. Can it be concluded that the average rainfall during the last 5 years is less than the normal rainfall? Given T 0.05 means at 5% level of significance, the table value is given to you 2.976 with degree of freedom 4. Why we are taking the degree of freedom as 4? Because the sample size is 5. So n minus 1, 5 minus 1, that is 4. So The question is, the annual rainfall at a certain place is normally distributed with mean 45 centimeter, and the 5 years rainfall has been given to you. The data for 5 years is given to you. As the very much first step of the testing is to set up the null hypothesis, so I am taking mu is equal to 45 as the null hypothesis. That is, the average rainfall is 45 centimeter. Okay, and the alternative hypothesis, which is opposite or the complement to the null hypothesis, is mu is not equal to 45. Okay, so what we have given in this numerical, we are having xi. We are taking the average rainfalls which we have given for the 5 years by xi, that is 48, 42, 40, 44 and 43. First of all, I am going to evaluate its mean. The mean is given to you, it is sigma xi over n. So I'll add all the things, that is 177, and n number of observation is 5, which comes to be 35.4. Please students verify this calculation. Then we are having xi minus x bar. I will subtract each entity of this xi from 35.4, and in the next column I will generate xi minus x bar whole square, and the summation comes to be 354.84. Okay, now I am going to evaluate capital S square, that is sigma xi minus x bar whole square over n minus 1, that is 354.84 over 5 minus 1. Please students verify this calculation also, and it comes up with the 88.71. Okay, so capital S, if I take the under root, it comes to be 9.4185. Now what is the t statistic? The t statistic is given by x bar minus mu over capital S over under root n. So that is equal to 35.4 minus 45 over 9.4185 over under root 5, which coming up with the negative sign, that is minus 2.2791. Now I have to take, as our calculated value is coming up with the negative sign, but I will ignore the minus sign, I will take only the positive sign. So mod t is 2.2791, because I just want to make the comparison of the absolute calculated value with the table value. And in the question it has been given that at 5% level of significance with degree of freedom 5 minus 1, that is 4, the table value is 2.976. So here I am going to make the comparison of the absolute calculated value with the table value. So we are having 2.2791 is less than 2.976, calculated value is less than the table value, so null hypothesis is accepted, means the assumption which we have taken is very much correct. Okay, so what was the null hypothesis that we have taken? The null hypothesis that the average rainfall in the last 5 years is 45 centimeters. Okay, so let us illustrate this application further with one more numerical, and the numerical is that a sample of 20 items has been 42 units. Again students, this is a sample having size 20, which is less than 30, so it is a question of the small sample test. Now let us see its application, and its standard deviation is 5 units. So n is 20, mean of sample is 42, that is x bar is equal to 42, and its standard deviation, that is small s, is given to you 5. We have to test the assumption that it is a random sample from a normal population with mean 45 units. We just want to check whether the sample which has been given to us, whether it has been taken from that population whose mean is 45 units. Okay, so first of all, what we have given, we are having n is equal to 20 and x bar is equal to 42 and small s is 5. So let us set up the null hypothesis. I am taking mu is equal to 45, means we are agreeing with the concept that the sample which has been taken, which has been given to us, it has been taken from that normal population whose mean is 45 units. Okay, so I am taking h naught, that is mu is equal to 45. So what will be the alternative hypothesis? That is the complementary to the null hypothesis, that is mu is not equal to 45. That is the given sample in the question, it has not been derived from that population who is possessing the mean 45. So I just want to check the significance of difference of single mean. So I will use the application of t-test. Okay, so what is the t statistics I am using over here? This is x bar minus mu over small s over under root n minus 1. So write down the value of x bar as 42, mu as 45, small s as 5 and n as 20. And after calculation, please students verify this calculation. I am getting minus 2.615. Again your calculated value is turning up with the negative sign. So for making the comparison of this with the table value, I will just ignore the minus sign. Okay. So again the level of significance, if it is mentioned in the question, then you have to follow that. But if the level of significance is not mentioned, then the choice is yours. You can either choose 1% or 5%. Okay. Usually we used to take 5%. So at 5% level of significance, with degree of freedom 20 minus 1, as 20 is the sample size, 20 minus 1, that is 19. The table value is coming up with 2.0. Now it's a time to make the comparison between the absolute calculated value and the table value. So ignoring or rejecting the negative sign in the calculating value, so mod t or the absolute calculated value is 2.615, which is greater than the table value. So absolute calculated value is greater than the table value, so it means null hypothesis is rejected. That is the assumption which we have taken, it is wrong. So what we have assumed? We have assumed that the given sample has been taken from that population who is possessing mean 45. So this assumption is wrong. It means the sample which has been taken from the population, it is not containing the mean as 45 units. Hope so this application is also much more clear to you. Okay, so students, we have basically started with the small sample test. Again I am telling you, there are basically two types of samples in our statistics, that is large sample and the small sample, which just depends upon the size of the sample. If the sample size is greater than 30, even if it is of size 31, then it will be considered as the large sample. But if it is less than 30, the sample size or the number of observation in the sample is less than 30, then it is considered as the small test. Okay, for the large samples, we are having one and only one test in our syllabus, which is known as the Z test or the large sample test, and it has its own various applications, that is the difference of mean, the difference of standard deviation and the population proportions. Okay, and for the small sample, when the sample size is less than 30, we are having the three tests in our syllabus, that is t test, f test and chi-square test, and these three tests, they have own applications. Like t test is having basically the application of the difference of means, single mean, or the difference of means of two samples. That is, if I just want to check whether the sample which we have given, it has been derived from that population possessing that particular mean or not. Secondly, if I just want to check the equality of variances between the two samples or two populations, or if I just want to check whether this sample which has been taken from the population, it is having that particular variance or not, then we use the F test. And chi-square test has its own applications, like for the uniformity of the data, consistency of data, independence of attributes of the data, and then we have also discussed the goodness of fit of data. So these are all the various applications of the chi-square test. So in small samples, we are having three tests, t test, f test and chi-square test, that I will discuss with you one by one through my lectures. Okay, and for the large sample, we are having only one test, which is known as the Z test or large sample test. So each and every test has its own applications. Okay, so these applications you should know, and the things that we have to keep in our mind for the small samples. Firstly, we just want to set up, we should know how to set up the null hypothesis, then to set up the alternative hypothesis, then the third step is to calculate the statistic, whichever is suits in the question, like t statistic, chi-square statistic or the f statistic, whatever the statistic we are using in the question as according to the application of the numerical. Okay, then the level of significance is 5% usually we take. If it is given in the numerical, then it's okay, but if it is not given, again I am telling you, it is up to you. You can choose either 1% or you can choose 5%, and then you have to keep remember the degree of freedom for each and every test. For t test, for f test and for chi-square test. For t test, I have told you the degree of freedom is n-1, and about other tests I'll tell you what are the various degrees of freedom. And then you will just make the comparison of the absolute calculated value with the table value. Always make comparison of the absolute calculated value. Okay, so this thing you have to keep in mind. If your calculated value is less than table value, it means your null hypothesis is Clear? It is accepted, it's very much true. But if your calculated value is greater than the table value, then the null hypothesis will be rejected. So these are the basic criteria, or these are the basic steps for the testing in statistics. So this was, hope so the content of this lecture is clear to you, and still you have any kind of doubt, any query is there in your mind, please ask me, don't hesitate. Thank you so much.